Wakey, wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where I, Phil, wear a face mask while I introduce my friend Tom to Stray Kids. Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I feel sticky. I feel weird.
Sticky and slimy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely, like I said, aloe. I want to say flavor, but I know that's wrong. You don't eat this. It's an aloe face mask. You see, tonight we watched Stray Kids doing their spa day at the sauna, and to kind of really get in their heads, I've literally put a face mask on before we started, and my skin has never felt worse. My emotions are all over the place. Jeanette, on my way back with the face masks, said that if I wanted, she would do my nails while we record.
Oh.
I did not say yes to that. It seems excessive. It's getting in my mouth while talking. Hey Tom, how are you doing? What you been up to?
Oh, a few things here and there. I've been playing Starfield this weekend. That's pretty much all I'm going to be doing. Yesterday I stood my first watch at this new command. I was on barracks duty, so I was the barracks duty officer.
Oh,
which
did you feel
is just like it's a fancy way of saying babysitter.
I mean, they were babies to you when you were in the barracks, so
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I had to respond to a couple issues that needed my attention.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like
what? Like one, nothing like crazy. One was just like, someone was getting checked in and they needed an adult present to get access to the important keys.
Oh.
And also there was this one girl that was just like, I don't know, being what's the right word?
I don't know.
She was not doing the right thing, and
okay.
And she knew it, and then I had to have a talk with her. So like she just left. She didn't sign out on anything, and you're supposed to sign out. And then when she got back, they were like, they needed her. You have a card that, like a Liberty card, that tells you
right
that you're allowed to leave or whatever. And she like refused to give it back to them, even though like they're supposed to. You're not supposed to have it with you. Like you get it when you leave.
Right.
And she was refusing to leave her room or give them the card back. And
Jesus Christ.
So they called me over to that barracks, and I went over there, and I just like waited for her to come down there. And then I was like, so like, why are you doing this? Yeah. It was a good time.
Did she have a really good answer?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, okay, so I'll go into it a little bit, I guess. She said that she was irritated with like some of the things that were happening, and she was just like, she was like fed up with what was happening with whatever was preventing her from having her Liberty card in the first place, and all this shit. And I was like, how
that is. Yeah,
I was like, look, I get it. Like I've been irritated. I've been in 8 years. You don't think I've been irritated? Like it's totally valid to be irritated and to not like the way things are going, especially in the Navy. But but it's more irritating to get in trouble for doing dumb shit than if you just do the right thing and then talk to the right people about why you're irritated, you know?
Yeah.
So
True facts. Laying it down. Look at you, Mr. Responsible, teaching the next generation how to fuck with the system from the inside.
yeah.
Hey, you got to do the stupid shit so that you can complain about it later.
Yeah, I was like, look, this thing that you're mad about, like, I get it. But not, you know, like your actions don't do anything for that. So what you should do is just do the right thing and then talk to somebody about like why you don't like this or whatever and see if it can change. And I was like, is there anything else going on? She's like, yeah, I mean, there's other stuff, you know, that I'm upset about. And I'm like, is it like personal stuff? Does it not relate to the Navy? She's like, yeah, it's personal. And I was like, okay, well, do you want to talk to somebody about that? And she's like, I don't know, maybe. And I was like, okay, well, like mental health is like a serious thing. Like,
right.
Absolutely talk to somebody, like reach out, talk to a professional, right? But that is separate from I'm irritated, so I'm intentionally going to do the wrong thing, you know? And she's like, yeah, okay.
Look at you, Mr. Responsible over here, changing lives.
Yeah. This one girl
people.
I was doing, so like part of the job is to like walk over to the different barracks and like do a rove, you know, to like make sure that, I don't know, everything's okay. And this one girl was studying for a test that she has coming up. And like when I walked past her, she was like standing and watch with like her notebook and shit. And I was like, oh, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm studying for my final. And then she goes, do you have any advice? And I was like, yeah, just answer the questions correctly.
That's some good advice right there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and you may have noticed, I can now open my mouth because I have taken off the face mask. And my face feels very cool. So there you go. But you spent all of your time in the Navy doing tests and shit and not studying for them and then succeeding. So like, man, you know, as far as like dealing with like personal issues and talking about how the Navy sucks, like you are a shoe-in for that kind of advice. But the advice of like, hey, I'm really studying hard. Have any tips?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that everyone can do what you do.
Yeah, they can't. But I gave her that answer at first, but then we went, because like we left on that floor where she was, because she was in the ladder rail. She was standing a ladder rail watch to like prevent, you know, the boys and girls mingling.
Oh, okay.
And so we did our little walkthrough. And then when I was coming back down, I was like, okay, I gave it some thought and I have some actual advice for you. And so I gave her some good like test taking tips. And then, but the last thing that I said was, you're going to think this is bullshit, but I'm being 100% serious when I say this. The best way to prepare for a test, in my opinion, is to stop worrying about it, because one of two things is going to happen. Either you pass or you fail. And if you fail, like your life's not over. You just take it again. If you fail that, you might get re-rated, but like you're still in the Navy, you're still getting a paycheck, you know, like it's not that big of a deal. So if you can accept both outcomes, which is one, you pass and that's what you want, which is good, or two, you fail and then you retake it, maybe you pass again or whatever, like whatever happens, even if you don't get the outcome you want, it's going to be fine. So,
yeah,
you know, just stop worrying about it so much.
Stop worrying about it. Just chill. Hey, you calm down.
She was like, yeah, okay.
Is she studying to do like what you do, like, or does she have a different job, or like what's I
don't know, she was going through ATT, so that could be anything. That could be what I did.
That could be dial up,
ET.
that could be long distance, it could be DSL. ATT
is like the beginner, the first school that you go to when you're over here. You like you know, you learn about electricity and logic gates and learn how to use an oscope and stuff like that.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. Yeah. You know, my kids, they were sick a little bit this week. Well, Logan was sick and Michelle had a sick day just because everyone else was going to be here and she didn't want to be left out. So that was good. You know, we just had like a pretty chill week. Like it was hard because Jeanette was sick on that day. So like I had to do the full bedtime, which the kids did great with. I got them to bed pretty early and then spent a while cleaning up after them. And then we watched the One Piece live action. We're not done with it yet, but we've watched, I think, 5 episodes at this point. It's I was pleasantly surprised.
Really?
I wouldn't say like it's not a good show. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But like One Piece, okay, like so it's like very campy. Like it feels camp, right? But like One Piece is that kind of show. Even the anime like is that kind of show where it's like it's not really meant to be taken like super seriously. And I'm glad they didn't try and change it to be like, okay, for an American audience, we need to set this in a high school, pirate high school, and you know what they did with Death Note, right? They were like, yeah, now it's an American show in an American high school and all this stuff. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like
the Death Note movie was so garbage. It was so bad. But it did have Willem Dafoe, which was good. That was like the only part of it.
Because he played Ryuk, of course. Yeah. My only real gripes with the One Piece show, and these are so minor, is that one, some of the, I don't know if it's hair dye or if it's just like a styled wig, but like a couple of the people, like they should have like fixed it. Like something's wrong here. Like what like Shank's red hair is like, it looks like painted on. It doesn't look natural. It doesn't look like soft. Like it's weird looking. It's very strange looking. You know, considering it's like a pirate era, you know, I know that in One Piece world, like there's a bunch of different colors of hair, but like it's a little weird to have like slick, like, oh, we just painted on this hair color before we shot this type of hair. It was weird. But and then the other thing is they changed you know, like the pirate king who left his treasure, the One Piece, they changed his name from Gold D Roger to Gold Roger, like, and I'm like, I get why they would do that, because like, right, but like at the same time, like one of the things that's interesting and a mystery is that like all these people have a D in their middle name, it like Monkey D Luffy, and they kept that in. They didn't go Monkey to Luffy, right? Like they, you know, so so it's like a little weird. That's a little weird, but I've liked some of the changes they did, specifically with Garp. I don't know how much of One Piece that you've watched, but like what they've like however much you've shown me when I was at your house. I don't know if that's a lot.
It's not. It's
I don't know if we even made it through East
little.
Blue. Yeah,
I don't even know what that is. So
East Blue is where the show starts.
Assume that the only thing I know about One Piece is that I think it's the main character's name is Luffy, and one guy one guy has 3 swords and he holds one of them in his mouth.
Yeah, that's Zoro.
Okay. That's what I know.
Yeah, and the actor who plays him in live action is perfect. And he's so perfect. I need to double check this, but I looked it up and I was like, wait a minute, like this guy is related to Sonny Chiba, like very famous action movie star from Japan. Like so you know, that's pretty cool. I think he's his son, but then I was like looking at their ages and I was like, this must be a typo. Like, nah. Anyway, it's pretty good. Like I was shocked at how like well they did things, because I was worried, of course, because anytime there's an anime adaptation, it's like, is this gonna be good? But like, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun watching it. There's lots of, like, if you've been a long time watcher of One Piece, there's lots of little Easter eggs for you. Tons of them. Like every scene has something for you to be like, oh, I just heard Bink Sake playing in the background. What the fuck? How dare they do that to me? And you know, that's fun. I love that. So every episode I'm enjoying, like looking for the little things, and it's pretty great. The speed at which they're going through East Blue is great. Yeah, I'm just having a great time. So,
all right.
And yeah, Jeanette's liking it too. So, you know, that's fun. I'm happy.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I'm not happy about is that now that I'm enjoying this, because Netflix is Netflix, like they're never going to continue it. You know what I mean? Like, is this going to get a second season or a third season or anything? Like, no. So we're not even going to get the full crew.
I mean,
would at least,
I don't know. They, even with Henry Cavill dropping out, they're still continuing The Witcher for some reason. So
yeah, that's weird. I don't understand that at all.
I don't know if we talked about this, but the thing that I'm kind of like, I feel weird about is that I don't think that Liam Hemsworth would be a bad Geralt, you know?
He doesn't look bad. Yeah, no, I think he fits it.
Yeah, I think he probably could be a good Geralt, and it could be, you know, it potentially could be a good show with him as the Witcher. But he's following Henry Cavill, and I just feel like that's not gonna be well.
He's
like
setting him up for disappointment.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, we had Henry Cavill, now we get Liam Hemsworth. Okay, you know.
Yeah, and I think that that Henry Cavill's like fervor and like love of The Witcher,
material.
like it really like carries through to the show, and it's like there's no, I want to say like maybe it won't be the same because of that, but it definitely won't be the same because of that, since like, you know, the reason Henry Cavill's leaving is because the writers or the showrunner or whoever like doesn't want to work with him in that way anymore. Right. So like I don't know. Anyway, that's yeah. There's just a lot. Who knows? But tonight we watched Stray Kids things.
We did, yeah. We watched SKZ Code, episode 37 and 38.
Whoa. Yeah, this was the SKZ Sauna episode. Tom, what did you think of these?
Okay, you know when they were playing the game with the stacking, whatever, Jenga.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't
pillow
really,
Jenga.
It wasn't really Jenga.
Were they pillow Jenga? Yeah, they were pillows because they even had like zippered seams. That's why it wouldn't work.
But it just like the whole time I was watching it, I'm like, these are Coke bricks, you know, like these are.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like it's like if they would have taken just some saran wrap and wrapped it around, perfect movie prop. Like they were the right size. It was great. Yeah.
But
that's so good.
But yeah, they're just like tossing them around, you know, like fucking like Scarface.
Yeah.
But
you know,
yeah, sure.
Look, they did.
They were pillows.
I've seen many Stray Kids music videos where they played kind of gangster type characters. This is just left over, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, these were
not the Coke sponsorship I think they were going for, but
no,
certainly the one they got.
Brought to you by Columbia. Yeah, it's it was an interesting SKZ Code.
JYP saving money. You know how much a brick costs? I don't think they're saving money.
Yeah, but they're reusing the same props, right? You know,
props, quote unquote.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It was interesting. You know, it was much more chill than I think I expected, but that does make sense considering the subject matter being that they were going to a sauna and having like a spa day.
Yeah, to relax.
But to relax. Yeah, so I thought like, oh, well, like they're probably going to play some games, and I was right about that, but like it was not serious. In no way was this like a serious, you know, I don't want to say well thought out. I don't want to like talk shit about the production staff because like mostly what they did was hang out, just goof off and be their normal chaotic selves, and then eat some snacks, and then double up and then eat a meal, because that's just like what they do, right? I've noticed a pattern, right? Is like they're like, all right, we're gonna have a bunch of snacks, and I'm like, wow, that's a fucking meal, and they're like, cool, who's ready for dinner? Like, yeah. It's they just dealt with what they had, but at the same time, like after like a week that was like, kind of stressful. Like, we had all this stuff. Kids were sick, and you have to like get them to sleep and take medicine, all this stuff, right? And then you just kind of get to chill out and relax while watching the boys relax and have fun. And it was a good laugh. I thought it was great. What a good couple of episodes for that kind of situation,
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had fun. I was worried about it because I know how much you like seeing them just going somewhere doing something that anyone can do.
Yeah. Well, what can you do? They're just living their lives, and they're idols, so they have a camera on them when they're just living their lives. So imagine if we should start recording everything we do, and
oh god,
just have we should hire a camera crew to follow us around. They can be part of my
do that.
They can be part of my sleep study tomorrow.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. They come and film you sleeping.
Yeah,
they're gonna be like, there's this like blip at like 3 a.m. where it looks like you got up and then stayed awake, and then you were excited at various points for a couple hours, and then you went back to sleep. And it's like, yeah, Starfield.
Yeah. That's going to be hard to convince myself that I need to actually go to sleep, and because I have Monday off also. So I don't have to necessarily have a good bedtime tomorrow,
but you're going to have to force yourself to do it so that you don't die from not breathing at night.
I told them it would be Sunday, so I think I have to do it Sunday, but would they be mad if I didn't do it Sunday and did it Monday night instead? I don't know.
It's your money, but
it's not
I guess
my
it's
money.
not your money.
Yeah, I'm not paying for it.
Wow,
it's your money, actually.
It's my money. God damn it. Don't waste my money, sir.
I'm not a sir. I work for a living.
Look, I know that some little Joes called you sir, so I don't know.
Oh my god, they did actually. Yeah. When I was doing my very first rove of the night, I was just walking around looking at the room, and there was just this trash bag sitting outside of a room. And I was like, what the heck? So I knocked on the door. Their door was open. I knocked on it. I was like, hey, anyone in here? And this kid came out, and he was like, yes, sir. And I was like, what's up with this trash bag? And he's like, do you want me to take it out? And I was like, no, I'm just why is it just here? And he's like, I was going to take it out, sir. And I was like, I was like, okay, when?
But why? Why is it here?
He's like,
are you going now?
He's like, do you want me to take it right now? And I was like, no, I don't. You need to take it out at some point. I'm just wondering why it's just sitting outside of your room and not in your room. Right. I get that you're gonna take it out at some point, but why is it not in your room? Why is it just in the hallway? And he was like, I'll take it out right now, sir. And I was like, okay, fine. That's not whatever. I don't care. Kept calling me sir. I'm like, you don't know how this works. I mean, they're new. I don't know what either. It's officers are sirs or ma'ams.
Right.
Non-officers are not sirs or ma'ams. That's as simple as I can put it. Right.
Maybe it's just from the South. You just call it anyone sir.
He did have a little accent. So scared newbie. Yeah. I mean, that's what all of them are. Because most of these kids, right, are relatively fresh out of boot camp, so they still have that I don't know, that they're scared of people that are higher ranked than them, in a way.
Yeah.
And they're super, there's basically 2 to 3 types of people that you're going to interact with on a base like this, which is one, the dipshits that just don't give a shit about anything. Or the Super Joe people that, are just still so new that everything is super formal to them. Did I tell you when I was, I needed to send one of their watchstainers, one of their rovers to go get a yeoman for me. And I was like, hey, yeah, can you go get a yeoman and send him to the office? And they were like, aye, petty officer. And I was like, oh my fucking God. It's not that serious. Just say, sure, you got it, and I'd be happy with that. But but in their mind, like, I mean, they technically are doing the correct thing. I just, like, it's not something that I care about, so but that's right. When we were waiting for that one girl to come down to, like, so that I could talk to her about why she was fucking up.
Right.
The yeoman that I was in this office with, like, had to go do something as part of her job. Like, she needed to go to, like, just step out of the office for a second. And she was like, do you mind if I, like, step out and go do this? And I'm like, why are you asking me? Go. Like, it's
you're in charge. All right.
Yeah.
Like, you've been underway. You've crossed all the oceans. Like, I mean, you did a lot. So, you're kind of, you're hot shit on the base now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I know like, where this is a Stray Kids podcast, but you said that there are two different types of newbies, right? There's the ones who were like Mega Joes, and then there was, what was the other one?
The guys, the people that don't give a shit, like
right. So if those are the two options, when you were new.
Well, no, I said there's two or three. The third is the people that are formal when they need to be, but understand when to, like, relax a little bit, which is, like, I've always been relaxed. From the beginning. Even in boot camp, I was relatively relaxed. I don't know. There were a couple instances where I was being informal with my RDCs, like, the drill sergeants of the Navy,
right.
The RDCs, and, like, they didn't give a shit, because, like, I think the most important thing that people need to realize in the Navy is that as long as you're doing everything you're supposed to do, like, if someone can look at your work on a piece of paper and say, oh yeah, this person is doing what they need to do, you can be relatively informal. You don't have to be super, like, yes, petty officer, aye, yes, sir, all this shit all the time. You can be pretty informal as long as your work backs up everything else,
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. That's just like being in a K-pop group.
Yeah.
On a survival show.
Right.
You just got to show your work.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever. You can be slapping asses all the way.
Slapping asses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the Navy does anyway. Not K-pop.
Yeah. It's not gay when it's underway, and it's not queer when it's on the pier. So
yeah, that's all the places. Anyway, so they, the boys in these episodes, they, well, some of my favorite moments, Changbin slapping fucking cucumbers down onto Hyunjin's face, and they add, like, this like slap sound effect when it hits too. It's like whack, whack, whack. That was pretty great. Love that. My boy Felix getting in the sauna, which looked like it was painful for him to do, and he was, like, coming out, flop a little bit of a sweat, and then totally flushed. Like, yeah, it was pretty fun. Had a good time.
Yeah. I've never had that reaction to a sauna. I mean, it's hot, right? Like, that's the point, but, like, it's supposed to be a good feeling,
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, there's the Asian flush, right? So
yeah, right.
Like, Jeanette can just be out on a hot day and she'll get home and her face is, like, super red, and I'm like, oh man, like, were you out in the sun? And she'll be like, no, I'm just hot.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and, like, she just waits like 30 minutes and she just goes back to normal. She gets, like, the same thing when drinking too. I mean, you've seen her, but when she gets it when drinking, she gets the flush. Glow. Yeah. It's pretty great. Love that.
I have I have this thing where I'm just like, I have red,
right.
I'm just to the point where some people have asked me. Now, granted, it's gotten a little better since I started taking doxycycline, but when I was a student here, I was coming back on base. I don't know why I was off base, but I was driving back on base, and they stopped me at the gate and to check my ID, and they're looking at my ID, and they're like looking at me, and they're like, "Are you okay?" I was like, yeah. They're like, you been drinking tonight? I'm like,
oh my God.
no. Why? They're like, you're really flushed. Like, you're really red. Your face is really red. And I was like, look at my ID. That's just my face, man. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's gotten better. But you know, that's what happens when you have rosacea or whatever.
It's true.
Whatever I have,
Whatever it's called.
I'm gonna go talk to a dermatologist next week, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like, get in all of the different medical procedures you could do now.
I am.
Before.
Oh my God, I am. Yeah, I have so many. Like, hold on, let me open my calendar and just like look at how many things I have scheduled coming up. I have an appointment on Tuesday and then Friday, and then the week after that, Anna has an appointment on Tuesday. The week after that, I have an appointment on Friday. The week after that, I have an appointment on Wednesday. And then like we have this board in the office where we write our appointments, and like mine, I wrote my name and then just a bunch of dates, and it's just full because I'm like, I'm here finally. I have time to just like go and do everything that I need to do, and I don't have to fucking worry about people being like, well, could you please, make sure that you schedule it after working hours, or, like not during quarters and all this, no.
Right.
No, motherfucker. I'm trying to get shit done. Right.
Yeah. You got to take care of the free healthcare that you worked all this time for. Like, fuck you. Let them do it. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Take advantage of the taxpayers' money. That's what I need.
Like, it's like part of the benefits,
right?
Like, if you don't use it, like, what the fuck are you doing?
If you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, it's literally true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to try to get done is corrective eye surgery. I think that'd be dope.
Oh wow.
Get some fucking. I actually, back when we were in the yards, I filled out a request for it and it got approved. I have this condition called procrastination, and I've
heard of it.
Yeah. I just didn't do it. But I want to do that again, and it's a very hard condition. It is. Yeah, it's bad. And so hopefully I can get that in. I want to get some. I don't know. I want to do everything. Everything that I can, and especially. One thing that I especially don't want to do is, be a fucking gate guard for.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh, did I tell you that it's actually more than that? Also, I had.
Oh, really?
I had this.
They
meeting.
lied.
They lied. Imagine that. They lied again.
These motherfuckers. Fucking Navy. Jesus.
Yeah, I had to go meet with this MA2. Who's I guess the one in charge of it, and he was like, yeah, so it's gonna be like every graduation. So first they told me I'm on call, right? That was their first selling point, was it's on call, it's not every week. Bullshit.
Right.
When I talked to the MA1, he was like, yeah, it's every graduation. And I was like, okay, well, that sucks, but whatever. And then I talked to this MA2, and he's like, yeah, it's every graduation, but also like ASF is used for like these other scenarios. Like if Air Force One comes and we send a couple ASF guys to be like additional security at the airport, if there's like some sort of concert on base, we pull a couple ASF guys to be, security there.
Oh my God.
Or like this or that. There's like 5 different scenarios that are not graduation that he's like, yeah, we pull ASF for that stuff too. And I was like, oh, okay. So
fuck,
what? Like, it's that's fucking ridiculous. I wanted to be like, look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I wanted to be an MA, I would have scored a 30 on my ASVAB, but I didn't. Right.
Right. Yeah.
I scored high so that I could do my job. And so now what you're telling me is not only do I have to do my job, but I also have to do your job too. And that just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But
well, it doesn't make sense. You're right. And luckily you won't have to, but somebody's going to. So
I don't know. I haven't actually heard back. I was expecting a call yesterday, but they never called me. So now we gotta wait till Tuesday. And
they clocked out early.
Yeah, they must have. Because if they call me Tuesday, well, they fucking better call me Tuesday. Otherwise, I'm going to go over there and be like, hey, like, you said you were going to call me. You didn't. I need a fucking answer. Because if I get denied, right, then my replacement has 3 days to do all these fucking courses and shit that I have already done before the school starts next week.
This is so... It's so stupid. Like, you already have this job. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I just, I don't know why I thought there would be less bullshit when you got away from your ship. You know what I mean? Like I just thought, okay, like you're not going underway at random times. You're not like, they're not just going to call you up and be like, why weren't you here at 6 a.m. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, none of this like run around bullshit that you had to deal with when you had the ship. And like, they were just like, we wanted someone there to like, stand by the lines or whatever. Whatever, fucking just making shit up. And now I just thought like, oh, well, like you're there, you're at a school, you have a job to like teach kids the new generation on how to FC things, right?
Yeah.
And then you get this shit, and I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? Hold on. Like, wait a second. Like, yeah, it's so messed up. I don't understand.
Yeah. That's why, if I have the opportunity, if I'm like talking to one of these kids, like last night when we were waiting for that girl to come down, I was talking to that yeoman, and I was like, you trying to make this a career? And she was like, yeah, and she starts listing off these benefits, and I'm like, oh my God, you have no idea. like to have the optimism that these kids do, to go back to those days where I'm like, yeah, the Navy's great, it provides everything, but unfortunately, we didn't have enough. She told me all that, and then the girl finally came, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna bounce because I don't need to be here anymore. But if we had more time, I would have been like, look, yeah, the benefits are good in a way, but you're gonna deal with so much bullshit that it's going to be hard.
I saw a TikTok the other day, and I meant to send it to you, where it's like somebody was talking about how like, when people are getting out of the military, they're immediately like, everyone they meet that talks about wanting to join the military, they're like, fucking don't do it. Like, they spend all their time talking. And then it was like a stitched video, and this woman comes on and she's like, no, but for real, if I meet anyone that tells me they're interested in going into the military, I'm going to sit them down and tell them my whole story of why they should not be in the military. Yeah. And I was like, fuck yeah. All right. It's so funny.
Yeah. Like I mentioned before, one time, like if somebody genuinely like wants to deal with all the bullshit and like wants to make a career, I have good advice. Like, I can give you good advice for how to be successful in the Navy.
Right.
But the best advice that I could give anybody is just don't, don't try to make it a career. Get just fucking squeeze the shit out of everything you can out of the Navy and leave. Especially if you're already in the military, get what you can out of it and get the fuck out. If you're not in the military yet, just never do it. Never do it. Never sign up. There you go.
Speaking of how the military treats Tom sometimes, we're going to listen to a new song. There's a new song that came out
called Miserable.
It's called Miserable. It sure is.
I mean, I'm not miserable.
I know. But
I was. I talked to one of my buddies that he was going through some mental health shit before, and you know what? Actually, he's in the Discord. He said he was going to show up tonight, but maybe.
What?
He's probably busy. Yeah. He joined like a long time ago, but he got out, and he was worried that like the transition was not going to be good for him. But we've got a lot of people over at Dahlgren that I don't know if they helped him necessarily, but he was able to get a job over at Dahlgren, and it's like is doing great now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. Good success story from someone who went from being miserable to, managing to get out of the Navy early.
Yeah.
Right. And then getting set up. Now he's a lab loader. You know, it does barely anything.
A lab loader. He takes black labs. He puts them places.
What?
I assume a lab loader.
A lab loader. No. He like like practice stuff, like practical hands-on with the equipment.
Oh, like a
scenarios.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
No. I get it.
Yeah, he'll like go into to a room and break something so that the kids can come in and fix it.
I gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
All right, let's see how miserable Han is, though. We know him as our sad boy, and he wrote a song. And let's just see. He definitely said that it was like he was watching some dramas or whatever, and he's never experienced any actual relationships because he's an idol and they don't do that. So
yeah,
let's see what he's got going on.
Yeah, you are a part of my life. 이제 널 보내줘야 한다면 I'd rather be dead, baby. 아무 의미 없는 이 말투만 끝은 또 goodbye.
Oh man, I saw this. Okay, I've been spending a lot of time on TikTok lately.
Me too. Too much.
Some of you will know this because I've been sending you everything. But
have you been doing it to more than just me?
Oh yeah. if you follow me back on TikTok, I will send you. I'm sending you TikToks regularly.
Okay.
I am sending so many TikToks to so many people.
Okay.
But I saw one. It was like one of those image collages, you know, and one of them was like, Your Honor, permission to refer to the jury as chat from now on.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I think
all right. Well,
I might have saved it because I was fucking. Oh, I was laughing.
That's
great.
Great.
Laughing so hard.
So Han wrote the song "Miserable." What'd you think, Tom? What kind of song is this?
It's Oh, you mean like
Bop Banger Ballad? Come on, hit me
how
with
I
it.
rank it on the triple B scale?
Yeah.
Bop.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's a bop. Yeah, it's with all, well, I'm not gonna say with all these songs. With two of these songs, of the three, I've only listened to them one time, because I try to keep myself fresh but also enjoy them. And so this was only like my second time listening to this, and I like it a lot more the second time around. I think it's got like a really good feel. Han has this like weird ability to like be an entire 8-member group among himself, like because like his vocal tone, his rapping style, his singing style, everything changed like 8 times in a song that's under 3 minutes. Like I don't understand it, but like I wasn't actually counting, but like So
I want to thank you for saying all of that, because I want to call back a moment that occurred a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Which was when we did the episode where you were breaking the news to me about the member that left, and my first guess, which people may remember, was Han. I thought that it was Han. And the reason that I thought it was Han was because I thought he is the only member that I can think of other than Christopher Big Dick that I feel like has the confidence to be a solo artist.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So when I thought about it, I was like, Han is the most likely candidate because I feel like he could be a successful solo artist. The only other person from the group that I think could pull that off is Bangchan, but he wouldn't. Like, why would he leave?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, and really at this point, there's no reason for any of them to leave because they're allowed to pursue solo projects. Like they're doing it all the time. So there's no harm really in exploring any of this. So it's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the skills. I totally got. I think at the time I totally understood. I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. Look, if you didn't know any of the things that we're gonna be suspicious about, sussed, if you will, as the kids say.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to come up with why. Like, why would somebody leave? And it's because like, oh, they're so talented. Little did you know.
Yeah. Oh man, that's harsh.
I'm sorry. I know there's people out there who still
we are a positivity podcast. Okay, we are. The intention is never to put down other artists, even if they suck. But
yeah, true.
Not that anyone does, but some people might.
Well, speaking of other artists or artists who are good,
yeah.
There's this man. Okay, he's a muscle man.
Oh,
and he was the one of the only members of Stray Kids who had a Samsung Galaxy. Everyone else had iPhones.
Yeah.
And he's your favorite man.
Yeah. Naturally.
And his name is Changbin.
Yes.
And he got an official job promoting Samsung Galaxy.
Oh.
They put out like an official like Stray Kids phone. It's like the flip one, you know?
Oh, okay.
And they put out their own like Samsung headphones with a custom case, and you get the photo cards and shit, posters. I don't know what you get because I'm not getting that, but you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as a part of this promotion, a part of being like their like a billboard, I mean, Changbin's shoulders, you know, can carry everything. He made a song and a music video for Samsung.
Wow.
And it released like a day ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I had to add it to the list of stuff we were going to do today because I was like, oh, well, we can't like not see this. So I'm actually going out of order because the last thing we're going to listen to is actually came out before this, but we have to watch this. It's called Fly High, and it's just Changbin, and there's a lot of like Changbin style memes in there. He talks a lot about Jute. And so it's good. I actually like it a lot. So yeah, can't wait for you to hear it.
You don't have to cry, don't be worried. 거친 바람이 몰아친대도 바람에 몸을 맡겨도 멀리 멀리 날아올라 저 하늘 높이 높이 주대를 펼쳐도 돼도 worry worry 시라는 벽 앞에 무너질 건 우리가 아닌 걸.
All right, Tom, let's Fly High. What'd you think?
It's whatever. It's a fucking ad.
Yeah, I mean, but he still made the song.
Yeah, okay, sure, yeah, but like, it's an ad for a bad phone, and like that's if it were for like, you know, what I have the I don't know, the fucking S22 Ultra big, whatever the fuck it's called, you know, like if it were for that, I'd be on board, but it's for the flip. What's wrong with the flip? Who gives a flip about the flip?
I don't give a flip, but well, you tell me. I don't know what's wrong, because the thing is that like, yeah, I've been using iPhone for so long that it's just like everything is like built like once you're in the like universe of using all the Apple products, it's like everything works together, and so right. You don't really have to like think about like, oh, like there's like 35 different phones that use iOS. Like, I don't know which one to get. Like, which one's good, which one's bad. Like, it's none of that. Like, so, you know, when you have Android,
the only thing, don't even try to start with this nonsense. I'm not saying nonsense. I agree. The Appleverse works really well with each other, and that's the whole point.
Like the deal.
That's the trap.
The deal.
the trap. It's not the
Well, it's
deal.
not.
That's the trap. They want to suck you in. They want to give you that iPhone so that they can be like, look at all these other products that the iPhone works with, and then you're stuck with that because it's so hard to have all these things that are working together, and then be like, oh, I need to. Well, what if I don't want an iPhone? What if I want to go Galaxy? But then you've got all this other Apple bullshit that doesn't
can't do
work.
that. You need the Apple bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
I don't have that problem because I don't have anything Apple. And
Don't you though?
I have you're talking about my old iPhone, the one that I don't use anymore, or the one before that?
Well, like, technically Anna still has access to our family. So if you guys wanted to watch like Apple TV Plus shows, you could do that. But you don't need an iPhone for that. You can do that in a browser.
Oh. Does it have to be Safari, or can it be like Google Chrome?
It could be anything.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
anything. Yeah,
that's a surprise. No, but like it's just it's not okay. It's not about that. There are all these different Android devices. It's remember when you and Rogue came at me talking about Galaxy, talking bad about Galaxy. Oh, like we were coming after you because you were talking bad about Galaxy? Probably, because there's nothing wrong with it, right? It's all preference, but also the thing is that Galaxy doesn't suck you in to the Galaxy universe or whatever.
The Galaxyverse. Well, they don't have the ability to do that because they don't make their software, right?
But the issue is not with that it's Android. That is what's wrong with the Flip. It's that it's a flip phone, and it's a fucking gimmick. It's a gimmick that it's like flavor of the year, like it's gonna fade away just like it faded away before, because like we have better, like we have more interesting things that phones can do than it flips open. Yeah. Like who gives a shit? But I guarantee you, I fucking guarantee you that if Apple came out with some flip phone, all the iPhone enthusiasts and all the Apple fanboys and shit would be like, this is the greatest invention since sliced bread. Like here's why the flip iPhone is better than every other flip phone. And it's just like, it's nonsense. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't fucking mean anything.
Well,
Apple what's a good phone? My phone, the Galaxy S22. Both the Galaxy that I had before and the Galaxy that I have now are great phones. They do everything that I want them to do. They do it well. I don't have any issues with them. And it doesn't flip.
Yeah, good for you. I mean, that's fine.
And,
I always wondered about like the folding phones, I'm talking about like the folding screens and stuff. Like I hear that people get like a crease in them over time or whatever. And I'm just like, oh, that sounds bad.
Right.
Like I don't.
Yeah. And most phones nowadays, like it's not like phones are coming with, well, at least the top brands are coming with good non-delicate screens, right? Like even with an iPhone or an Android, you want to get a screen protector, and like how are you going to protect a screen that fucking folds in the middle? It's just weird.
Yeah. It's a little strange. I mean, but whatever. I'm glad that Changbin's talents are being recognized. I mean, more than anything, because I'm not gonna buy this phone, but I hope people do who need a phone and want to flip. That's fine.
Yeah.
I hope they does well because like he deserves the recognition, and I'm glad that he was like picked to be this like brand ambassador for them. I think that's awesome. So good for him. What'd you think of the song? The song is a song. The song is a song.
Mm-hmm. It's a song.
Yeah. Is it a bop, a ballad, or a banger?
It's kind of like I don't know. It's an advertisement.
Oh shit. You don't even want to rate it because it's an ad.
Yeah.
He wrote the song, as like, but the only thing in it that is related to being an ad is him saying like, we'll fly to the galaxy.
Yeah.
But
you know what I hate more than anything when it comes to content creators. I guess I'll broaden the type of people that I'm talking about. Changbin and Stray Kids included. is when content creators work in their fucking sales pitch, their advertisements, you know, their sponsorships into their regular content. I think that's the most obnoxious bullshit I've ever fucking seen or heard. Like when they're like, oh, you know, like if we I know it's supposed to be clever and funny and whatever, but it's just fucking annoying when I'm watching a video and, like, let's say this person's making a video about like cheese, like their whole thing is like cheese, and they're like, and you know, like when I'm thinking about buying cheese, you know, one thing that always comes up when I'm buying cheese is, do I have enough money? And that's where Mint Mobile comes in, because, or like the fucking Mint app, because I need to budget, you know, my cheese purchasing. Right. And it's like, fuck, come on. I don't fucking, I hate that you led me on into this fucking ad with your cheese nonsense. You know, just apply that to anything where the content itself becomes the ad. I don't want it. I'm not participating anymore.
Yeah, I mean, with this, right, to absolve Changbin a little bit, it was publicly announced. Nobody is being tricked. And this is not posted on the JYP's YouTube. It's not posted on Stray Kids YouTube. It is posted on Samsung's YouTube. So, like, it is 100% straight up admitting what it is. Everybody knows what it is. Nothing's hidden here. And, like, the thing about idols, as we know, is that, like, they are walking billboards.
Yeah.
And like Felix and Hyunjin both just got like global partnerships with like major brands, Louis Vuitton and what's the other one?
I know about
Somebody's
Felix.
Gonna know it.
Felix and Louis Vuitton, right?
Yeah, Felix and Louis Vuitton, and then Versace was for Hyunjin. That's right.
Yeah, and you know that one TikTok guy that's like, he does videos where I forget his name. He does like TikToks where somebody's explaining this really elaborate process for something, and then he does a video where it's like the simplified process. That's how he got famous. And he's like, he's an ambassador for Hugo Boss now. And I'm like, okay, but like, who gives a shit? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't care about Hugo Boss. I certainly don't care about Versace or fucking
but like
Louis Vuitton or. I don't even really give a shit about fucking Samsung Galaxy phones. You know what?
Yeah, that's fine. It's not, but it's not for you. Hold on. Hold on. I just give me one moment while I take a sip from my Owala water bottle. It's delicious.
One thing that always bothers me when we do this podcast is that I just get really parched really fast. And so it really helps me a lot to have my Owala water bottle present full of high quality H2O so that I can quench my parched throat so that I can continue making this wonderful podcast with you. Don't you agree?
So good. Yeah. Well, I've got good news.
Yeah.
Is that's not where we're going to end. We're not going to end on the ad.
That's good.
Instead, they released, because they do this weird thing with Japanese comebacks where they're just like, we're going to release the music video like 3 weeks before the actual album drops. And so they've done that, and so we're going to get to see the title track of the new Japanese release, which also features Lisa, who you may know already because she is like an anime theme song like superstar.
Okay, I think I saw a TikTok come up recently that was Lisa and Felix, I think.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Is that a recent thing that happened?
It would have been recent, yeah, because like they've been putting out like TikToks that are like promoting this song. So hopefully you didn't hear it already.
Yeah. Gogurt left. Wait, yeah, Gogurt left, but I'm following her now. She followed me, and so now like every 5 TikToks is one of her TikToks. I'm like, oh my god. She goes, I kept getting her TikToks, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm getting all your fucking TikToks now. Are you an influencer? And she goes, definitely I am. So
Yeah, it's true. She is.
yeah.
Or do you feel influenced?
I am influenced.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she sent me this. I don't even know what the fuck it is. It says it's a sticker, but it's a video of yeah, let me see. I'll share it. Let me copy this link into chat. This is what she sent me earlier. Where's the chat button?
It's over there. It's that little bloop.
This is what she sent me. But it's a the people you follow impact you. Yeah, I'm getting that, right? I don't know what this is. And then I replied, "What is that?" But you can't convey that over text, so
Oh my god.
it doesn't come out that way.
Hold on.
Oh, I didn't realize Miss Mooney sent me some videos also I haven't looked at yet. I gotta look at that. I have some other messages.
It's a Russian TikTok of like some weird Roblox shit. I don't get it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it at all. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, anyway, yeah, I mean, so Lisa is like a huge star in Japan. Megastar. You have definitely heard, have you watched, well, you watched Sword Art Online, right?
You showed me Sword Art Online. What do you mean?
Well, okay,
have
well,
I watched it?
you know, I'm just trying to make sure. So
What do you
she did the
mean?
end.
What do you mean?
It's the ending
making
theme
sure?
song, right?
I don't know.
You know. Anyway,
Look, I distinctly remember this. I don't know how you don't. Okay, because I was like, I don't know if I like anime. I don't know anything about anime, and you were like, boy, do I have an anime for you. And so,
and at the time, I think most people would have agreed that was a good starter anime because it was like pretty short. It was only one season at the time, and you know, it was pretty. You know, now people talk about it like it's in hushed tones,
like it's
ooh,
bad.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad, and I'm like, it's not.
It's not.
Really not. It's fine. The second season, look, I'll admit, it went a little off the rails for a little while there.
Yeah.
But I actually started to get back into it again because they were like in a new game, and it started getting interesting, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, I'll feel this. So, you know, that was interesting. But yeah, anyway.
Was season 2 the gun thing?
No, that's
three?
That's what I'm talking about. That's the one that I started to get back into again.
Yeah.
Season 2 was like everybody was awake except Asuna still wasn't awake because like there was some weird guy keeping her captive.
Yeah.
It was
there was some weird guy that was like trying to marry her or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly.
Season 2 was weird, but season 2 was so good. I mean, season 1 was incredible. Yeah, right.
Season 1 was good, and season 2 did like it did a thing. I don't think it was executed well, but it did something where it's like they showed that like his skills from the game that he was like living translated into real life, which made it more interesting to me because he was able to like fight in real life at the end of this arc. Spoilers for a really old show, but like the rest of like all the like the fairy stuff and all this, like there was like a lot going on that was just like not that interesting. It was pretty slow going, and you know, kind of a weird incestuous relationship with his sister.
Yeah,
that was a little strange. So
but
anyway,
but they're not actually related, right? Or like are they
no? I think they actually were
or something. I don't
they
know.
were actually they were.
They were portrayed as cousins, but it turns out they're actually siblings. I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway. So anyway, Lisa did a banger of a ending theme song for that show, and it was really good. And she has joined Stray Kids for this ballad called Social Path. And
why'd you call it a ballad? Why didn't you let me make my assessment?
Oh well, you still get to make your assessment anyway. This is a song that Bangchan has said it was about his like personal journey in becoming a K-pop idol and everything. So yeah, so you know, it's a Japanese release, so there's not going to be subtitles unless we go and find a lyric video. However, it's also a Japanese release, which means there's a lot of English. So here we go. All right, Tom, that's Social Path. What do you think?
I wouldn't really call that a ballad. What do you mean that's a ballad?
I was underselling it on purpose to
that's kind
lull
of
you.
That's kind of a banger, you know.
It is a banger. Okay. Look, people can think whatever they want, right?
No,
I
they
love
can't.
this song. I love it so much, and it's been just on a loop, stuck in my head constantly. I was like picking up Logan the other day from school, and I just like had it on, and I was just like, oh my god, yeah, we got Social Path, gotcha, yeah. So anyway, let's because I know you were just really able to catch every lyric.
Yeah, I understood all of it. Yeah, for sure.
So you know the lyrics, the meaning there. Some of it, it's not like off-putting because it's like it's very. I think that for Bangchan, it's like a cathartic thing of saying like, I made a choice to change my whole life and I saw it through to the end, and I think that that's like kind of a cool thing for him. But anyway, I've got a lyric video here. We could watch the lyric video, see, because it's hard. It's very fast. But you know, yeah. And this way I get to hear the song again. So since I love it so much, you know. All right, those are the lyrics. What'd you think, Tom?
Yeah, I get it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like this is not the first time that Bangchan or Stray Kids have like put out a song being like, you know, the journey to becoming an idol, it was hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this isn't like a new concept, but it was, you know, interesting perspective from Bangchan because he started when he was 13. And so like when he said, because like I didn't give up shit when I was 13 to then, you know, pursue my dream or whatever. Like,
right.
So not relatable to me, but very relatable to Bangchan. And then like I don't remember, I was talking to Jeanette about it, and I was like I just love the you know the lyrics of like, gave up my youth for my future, and I was like, yeah, I didn't give up my youth for my future. And then Jeanette was like, I mean, at a certain point everyone does,
right?
And I was like, damn, like why you gotta be like that? It was so deep.
Wait, coming out with
like,
these deep cuts.
You know, at a certain point you become an adult, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean definitely like you know, there's things that we do. I mean, I would say the whole like thing about being an adult is doing things that you don't really want to do, but you have to.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
So whereas if you didn't have to make that choice, then you would be youthful.
Yeah. I've been listening to this song and then looking at my kids and going, don't grow up too fast.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, Jeanette and I have been watching A2K, which we will watch. I need to like put a fucking calendar together because there's so much shit that I want us to do because we still need to do Fast and the Furious and then Neezy Project and so on and so forth. So I'm just like, okay, like I need to actually put it on a calendar so we actually do it, or else I'm just not going to. But we watched A2K, and like, you know, these girls are like pretty young, and it's like it's not out of the realm of like where Bangchan was when he joined, right? But like it's a lot to commit to when you're that. I mean, like when I was, you know, 14 years old, like if I would have just tried to do what I mean, like really honestly, we expect 18-year-olds to just know what they're gonna do and pick the right path, right? Yeah. Which is insane. Like we're gonna send them to college or wherever and then just be like, yep, hope hope that all works out for you.
Right.
Hope jobs exist in that field in about 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah. But
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
pretty
there's a lot. It's not, I don't think you can really boil it down to like an entire time period, but it's more about like decisions that you make, like even day-to-day decisions. You're giving up some part of that youthful spirit for your future to like, or to be an adult or whatever. It doesn't have to come down to, oh yeah, well, you know, I didn't give up my age of 13 for, you know, the future, but you gave up parts of it probably, right? Like you definitely did things here and there while growing up that probably weren't, you know, like you could have chose something else to enjoy that time more, but you didn't, you know, like you studied harder so that you could get a 98 on a test instead of a 90, you know, but it didn't really fucking matter. You could have gone to that birthday party, or, you know, you could have done anything else.
One time when I was hanging out with my friends in high school, there was an HEB near us that sold dry ice, and we went and bought some dry ice. And then we went to their recycling bin and we got out some plastic bottles and we put hot water in them and then threw some dry ice in there and sealed them and then threw them out away from us. And then they exploded and it was awesome. But you know what? I never did it again. I gave it up.
Yeah.
For my future. Yeah. Because when we did a 3-liter bottle, it sounded like a fucking bomb went off and we ran inside and hid.
Yeah.
I gave up blowing up bottles with dry ice for my future.
Right.
And now I have kids, so I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever sneak out? Probably not. You never snuck out, did you?
Did I ever sneak out? I didn't really have to. So I guess the answer is no-ish. Man, it really depends because, like, you know, like there were definitely times where like when I went to go spend the night at a friend's house and it would be like, you know, midnight and we'd walk across a busy road. Well, it wasn't busy at that time, but to go to like HEB and get a pina colada mix and make virgin pina coladas for a little while.
Yeah. Virgin.
So yeah, they were
okay.
at first.
All right. At first.
I've talked about this on the show. That, like, when I was like 13, like we were having and then, you know, my friend at the time stole some liquor from his dad, and then he got found out by his mom, and his mom made him pour it out in the front yard.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. I've talked about this.
Yeah. I think
for sure.
Yeah. It rings a bell. I snuck out one time. Okay, so anytime my brother and I would sneak out, we always feared that this is when we were old enough to drive. We snuck out a few times before. Well, at least I did. I snuck out a few times before I was able to drive. But when we were able to drive, if we were sneaking out in the middle of the night, we didn't have our own car, right? So we'd have to take like either my dad's truck or the Durango. We had a Dodge Durango, and we were always worried that if we started it in the carport, that they would they
would wake up. So you pushed it down.
We pushed it all the way to the street. We'd fucking get in, put that shit in neutral, and we would push this fucking big ass machine. We had 2 acres of land, and I think the like front yard area was maybe like half an acre. I would say, probably about half an acre. I don't know the length or whatever, but we'd push the fucking Durango all the way down this driveway, and then get it into the street, and then we'd start it in the street, and then that's how we would sneak out. And one time I went to I think my brother had left at this point, like he was probably in college, and I was like, my WoW time ran out.
Oh no.
And I needed some wow time, so I had to push the Durango by myself into the street. And then I started it, and then I drove to the nearest town, which was like 30 minutes away, so I could go to Walmart and buy a fucking game time card, and then drive back home, and so I could put in my code and play World of Warcraft.
You see, this is kind of what I mean, where I say, like, I don't know if I ever really like snuck out, because like I wasn't getting up to anything. You know what I mean? Like, if I left in the middle of the night or whatever, like I was just going to get some food and then come back home. Or, you know, like I wasn't doing anything that interesting. I went to a few like midnight showings of Rocky Horror, although my parents probably knew about that. But like, you know, it's just like, I don't know. I didn't have anything I wanted to do that badly.
Yeah, like you weren't up to no good or anything. You were just doing something normal. It just
because if I was going to go to a party, it was always at my friend's house. So like, you know, I was just there all night. So there was no sneaking out involved. My parents knew I was going over there. They didn't necessarily know that we were having a party.
Yeah.
But that's what we were doing. And so I don't know, like it was just nothing sneaky about it.
I'll tell you about the time that I snuck out and got caught.
Okay.
So, oh man, one of my friends was like staying the night at my house, but he lived like just down the street also. So like no, he was technically my neighbor, but you know, this was like farmland, so there's a good distance between our houses, but like you could see his house from my house, but it was still like a distance away. Anyway, he was staying the night, and he like, I don't know if, I guess it was a text or something, but he got a text or something from another of his friends, and they were like, we're going to this girl's house, and like she's got a bunch of her friends over, so you guys should come over and like hang out with us. And it wasn't really in my interest to go, but he was like, let's go. So we snuck out and we walked all the way there. We didn't drive. We walked all the way to this girl's house that was like on the other side of town. I don't know how fucking far it was, but several miles. Like, at least, I would say at least 10 miles.
Wow.
So we went to this girl's house, and we were hanging out with her and all of her friends for a little while. And then I was like, we have to get back because it's a fucking trek, you know? So we left, we start going back to my house, and we're so fucking tired. We're like exhausted, because it's a long ass walk, you know, and it's the middle of the night, and we finally like get to around where one of my other friends' houses is. And I'm like, hey, we're tired as shit, so let's go to this guy's house, wake him up, and we'll crash at his house, and then you know, just deal with the consequences in the morning.
Okay.
And my friend is like, yeah, sounds like a plan. So we go to my friend's house, and I'm like trying not to wake up his mom, you know. I'm like knocking on his window, like his bedroom window. I'm like, hey man, like he comes and he's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And we're like, yeah, we went to this girl's house and then we're coming back, but like it's too far to get back to my house, so could we just sleep in your room? And he was like, okay. So then we slept. We fucking fell asleep in his room, and I wake up to my dad being like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Oh no.
He had to, like, my dad showed up and like had to get us. I don't know how he figured out that we were there. You know, my friend's mom must have like called him or something, but yeah.
Oh my god.
And then I don't remember what kind of trouble we got into. I don't think it was very much trouble. But yeah, because we had snuck out and gone to this girl's house, and then
yeah.
We're too tired to make it back.
I would have kept walking. I would have kept, like, fuck it. Like, what? It's just time, right? I would have just kept walking. There was you've unlocked a core memory that like the same place where I used to go to these parties and stuff. My friend who hosted said parties had a girlfriend. You know, we were all in high school, and we swung by her house at night and turned the lights off, and she like snuck out. She snuck out and hopped in his car, and then we drove off over to his house. And the plan was we're gonna go hang out. We're gonna like eat some food. We're gonna drink a little bit. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna watch a movie or whatever. Like play video games, whatever it is we got up to, right? So we did that. We did all the things up to that point, and then like woke up the following morning. They'd set an alarm. They were like gonna go, like it was late, but they were like, we're gonna set an alarm. We're gonna go to sleep, and then like wake up in the morning. So I wake up, and it was fully fucking daytime at like 11, and she was still there. And he was just like, oh my God. And then like her phone had like 25 missed calls and a bunch of texts and like all this stuff. And he was just like panicking because he was like, what the fuck do I do? I just gotta and he told his dad about it, and his dad was like, well, you gotta take her home. It's the first thing you need to do. Like, it's just like total nightmare scenario of just like, this is a child. Like,
right.
She, you know, we were all children. We were in high school still. This is a child who is not at her house when the parents wake up. Like,
right.
Imagine. She didn't tell anyone. She didn't leave a note. They didn't know where she was at all. So yeah, it was, that was bad. Anyway, don't do that, kids. That's the lesson of social path.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I snuck out another time to go hang out with a couple girls that like one of them I went to high school with, and the other one I used to go to school with, and I also used to be my girlfriend, but she wasn't my girlfriend at the time, but like I just went to go hang out with them, and they had prepared, they didn't even know it either. We just hung out around, like we left her house, but we were in the area, but they were like trying to be sneaky, and they actually made like mannequins to like put under the blankets. There's a picture of it on Facebook. I got tagged in like a few years ago of like these mannequins that they made, and they were like, do you remember this night? And I was like, I remember that we hung out that night. I don't know that you guys made mannequins though. To like hide yourselves.
Oh no. That's great. Well, if you want to make mannequins and hide yourself in our Discord, you can do that at makeastay.com.
Yeah, go to makeastay.com, and if you want to get a whole new For You page courtesy of me, follow me on TikTok, and I'll follow you back, and I'll send you all my TikToks. Not all of them, just the one, but pretty much just the ones that I share with Phil, except some of them I've shared with you that I haven't shared with other people, because I'm
but follow Tom specifically and stuff, because like people send me videos all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, I can't do that. Also, yeah, I was on Bring Your Own Popcorn. It's another podcast, and an episode is already out where we talk Stray Kids and K-pop, and it's fun.
Yeah,
we have a good time, and Tom's not allowed to listen to it yet, so there you go.
My TikTok is at @TX_Tom. I know it's super original, right?
Yeah, very original.
It's just my name plus the state that I was born.
So there you go. And
yeah, so you can follow my TikTok. Check out Bring Your Own Popcorn. I'll be on it eventually. I thought of the movie that I want to it's not any movie that I've mentioned before.
Oh, nice. And you're not supposed to tell me. I'm
not going to tell you. I'm telling you that I know what it's going to be.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's one that I hold dear to my heart. And it's a fun movie, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it, but you'll find out.
Can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, that's exciting. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Makeastay.com.
Makeastay.com. And if you want to be, I don't know where I'm going with this. Oh yeah, go to the Patreon. Give us money. Oh, speaking of Patreon.
Hold on. No, you have to say it now. You reminded me. We got another patron, and Tom had said if we get another patron that he would reveal who he had on Bubble, his Bubble subscriptions. Come on. You gotta do it.
Okay. So, man, nobody's here, right? I mean, like, oh yeah. Roll that outro. The people that I had on Bubble, the stray kids that I subscribed to on Bubble were, it's not really going to be a surprise to most people, but it was